Hi Virgo. This is going to be your intuitive channel messages that need to come through. Every other reading that I've done so far has been done with a roll of the dice to reveal which zodiac sign I was doing on camera so you guys can see. But I felt the need to meditate on this particular zodiac sign for which one would come out. So in this case it was Virgo. And the messages that come through were really about boundary setting, and also you may be irritated with a lot of things that are in your life at the moment. It could be stagnation. Virgo is very much a workaholic per se. They're a go-getter. They also work hard for what they have. But there may be stagnation, and it could be others that may be sort of holding you back. It could be also yourself. But yeah, the boundary setting it could be those in a work environment, or depending on what applicable, it could be very much that you need to set more boundaries and keep your guard held up in terms of what you want to, what your outcome is for whatever is manifesting in your life at the moment. So yeah, they're the only two things that come through, but I will make it known that could come through in the reading. I will use this chakra insight oracle. I don't have a standard way of doing my readings. I just go with what I'm told. Not told, but yeah, I suppose told. Whatever comes through, I just sort of like go with the flow, and it just works for me. So please don't expect with my readings to be of some sort of standard. I will do all the zodiac signs like I have been doing, but if there's a prominent message that needs to be addressed, especially if it's star sign specific, or just the way I conduct my readings, it's purely what I'm guided to do. So Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising. What is the prominent energy for Virgo? Pretty sure, yeah, I thought so. Personal boundaries. I was like, I'm pretty sure I just seen that out of the corner of my eye. But we're gonna go. Okay, so there's two. I'm gonna grab them both. Yeah, connection and intelligence. You're working on something that's going to bring together the fruits of your labor, and you may be at a situation also where you're burning the candle at both ends with people. Like the people that you may be associating with are essentially tiring you out with the dramas, their bullshit, whatever's relevant. Because what you're eager to do at the moment, what you're itching to do, because that's what come through was an itchy hand. Interesting enough, they're connected. Is what you're itching to do is actually get stuck into what you desire. I feel like it could be back to learning a new trade, or just acquiring some more information about another destined path that you could be at two decisions with. Like the connections that you've got in your life could be the ones that have led you to where you're going to go. However, the irritation comes with the fact that I feel like your inner knowing is just wanting to, that drive is wanting to start sort of thing, start the car and fuck off sort of thing, and make that happen for yourself. You've acquired a lot of information recently where you've understood on a very higher level of why you're connected to the people that you are. Your perception has opened. I feel like that's why it's more of an incentive for you to get involved with more of yourself. 444 on thought. More of yourself via the connections that you've made. So like, you may have acquired some sort of information that has sort of set something off, that spark to go, wow, I've just realised that that's exactly what been meaning to do. That's exactly what I want to do. But it's now a matter of setting those boundaries and making those dreams, those aspirations happen. So let's have a look. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. Okay, so the first card is the Eight of Swords. This is what you're held back by. It's I feel like it's a physical level. So you may be you may be stagnant, but you don't see that you can move forward. It's just moving beyond the mind. Now Virgo is governed by Mercury, so it is a lot of mind activity. The intelligence is there, but I feel like you're pulled back by the connections that you've got to and coming back into an old phase which is just not serving you anymore. So clarify the Eight of Swords for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. You're beyond the levels of your years in your intelligence. There is a peak to your attitude, and the attitude, assuming the attitude of somebody that has got the power within to be able to structure their life on a profound level, but you choose to be held back by being too much in your thoughts about I feel like it's multiple things, but it could be multiple people, could be multiple energies that are just associating themselves or latching themselves on, or whatever the case, and you feel like you're entrapped. But at the end of the day, that movement forward is there. You've just got to take that first step. So clarify the Eight of Swords for Virgo. The Page of Cups. Yeah, you could be like, there could be offers being made to you that are of an emotional nature. Now that's another thing that needs to sort of be addressed in yourself. You could be feeling a little bit cold, not wanting to involve yourself on an emotional level, especially with anybody that is emotionally giving to you. What you're not seeing is this offer has a purity to it, but it's like you're in your mind too much to see that this energy that's coming forth to you is trying to show you something about yourself that is it is lacking per se. So yeah, you acquire the intelligence to be able to move forward in your endeavours. The connections that you've got with people are trying to show you something so you can break free out of your mind. And become more adept to your intuition as well. Could be dealing also with somebody that has the water-like qualities, so Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio. Younger energy, doesn't have to be, but I will mention that just in case you do kind of think, oh yeah, that person is a Cancer and they have been annoying the shit out of me, or whatever the case, that they've come through with some sort of like genuine offer to you to show you an emotional connection to yourself that you may have just overlooked in the past. So okay, so let's have a look a little bit further on what is this offer from the Page of Cups. Yeah, it's the first thing that come to mind was knowledge. It's perception. A different way of looking at things, getting out of your head. You may be fronted with somebody that is wanting to change your mind though, and essentially we should definitely be aware of those factors, especially if you're not prepared to face anything of that nature, like if it's a belief system per se, or even something to do with the love scenario. You may not be seeing what's offered to you, but at the same time you could also, for those that I'm connecting with on another level, it could be something that you need to shift your perspective. But if it's going to be like forced, then it's not something that I feel like you're willing to take on just now, because I feel like you're entrapped to go their way, and that's not a good thing either. Like, you are your own person and you have your own growth. However, be aware that this person also could have something that they are trying to get across to you about yourself, that you may not have seen in a different light. Yeah, you may be tied up with other commitments also, and that may not be allowing you to take the time out for yourself to assess these kind of things. But there is an emotional level that needs to be looked at for that. You may have acquired so much intelligence over time through the connections that you've made with people, but it's like it's pushing you to be more empathetic. It's pushing you to be more involved in your emotions, but setting your boundaries as well. It's like you need to turn around. Is what I'm hearing. It's like you need to turn around and see the objective that you initially may have pursued in your manifestations before, but being thrown back into old dynamics and people and associations and connections or whatever. Is feeling like you're trapped. You can move forward, but there's an aspect of yourself that you need to sort of look at first before you can feel free. Like up here, the Hermit's underneath as well. You have the guidance and definitely the knowledge within to be able to move forward past this paradigm. So. Okay, what else? Why is the connections card here? We have the Knight of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. I feel like you just want to be able to save every situation from becoming some sort of disastrous situation. But however, it is a beauty in yourself that is profound. However, it's not something that I feel that needs to be addressed at present. It needs to be sort of let go of, trying to do everything for everybody, and that may be the itch that is the irritation. Is like you're taking on too much of everybody else's situation and not focusing on what you desire and want. Essentially, the action taken is leaving you feeling like you're just lost and confused and also entrapped in your own mind. Clarify the Five of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you may be quite... Okay, so this one is a different storyline that I'm connecting with. You may be too abrupt in the way that you deliver yourself to people that are... This is where this ties in. This could be why that emotion needs to be brought, and more empathy and more sympathy for situations, but keeping those boundaries. Because the Five of Pentacles, it's like there might be people in your life that are feeling like they don't matter to you, in a sense. Like, it's like you're trying to be too brutally honest with somebody's situation where they may be already going through a really tough time, and you're trying to save the situation by being heroic or being brutally honest about stuff that is essentially a part of yourself that you need to adapt to on an emotional level. So emotion versus intellect. Connecting with these people that are around you as well. There could be people that are very, very emotional in terms of how they can be sensitive to your brutality, in your honesty. and you may feel like, well, it's okay because this is the way it should be, and you need to sort of follow my direction and that's it, sort of thing. Like, and these people maybe just wanting to feel like they're not just throwing too much value into your connection with them and not receiving any emotional connection back. Now, the emotion, I'm not talking about romantic or anything like that. However, there is the 2 cards that do sort of represent there could be people out there that are situations out there that are trying to connect with you on a romantic level, but this is mainly to do with adapting to your emotions per se, as well as balancing that that driving force to try and make somebody see something that they're not willing to see if you're not going to go about it in a more loving and compassionate way. And that could be vice versa. So like, it could be yourself that is inhibiting the strive to feel appreciated for what you have sort of brought to the table with your intelligence. However, it's like people are coming at you from left, right, and centre. So if that's you know, the opposite, or sorry, not the opposite, for those of you that it's not applying to the first storyline, this could be very much you that feels left out in the cold by people and being undermined in some manner or form. One more card. So yeah, those boundary settings are essential for your growth, but emotional connection is apparent. So you need to sort of have a look at what means something to you, who means something to you, why do they mean something to you. The 9 of Swords, I feel like you know these things, but you don't know how to adapt to those emotions just yet, or just have gotten out of touch with your emotional self, and have ultimately just learned one way, and that's just to stay focused within what's real. What you can see is what it is, you know, like, but becoming more associated with the connections that you've got that it might be on a very empathetic or sensitive or emotional level is what your shadow self, the irritation side of things, your shadow self is wanting. The connection to yourself on an emotional level is what your spirit is wanting, and that they're showing, those irritations are showing you that for a reason. The 2 of Cups is underneath, and I am going to leave that one as the overall energy, because that is harmony. So adapting to all these different measures, as well as taking time out to set those boundaries for what you desire in your life, will be in accordance with what essentially you want as your desired outcome. Yeah, 10 of Cups underneath and 2 of Wands. Yeah, beautiful. So I'm going to leave it there, Virgo. I hope that was I hope that resonated for some of you out there. Please like, share and subscribe, and talk soon.